What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Pitching Ninjas Filthiest Pitches of the Day, the postseason edition. I am Pitching Ninja, and I'm here with a tired yet wired Will Leahey. What's happening, Will?
Tired, wired, rock hard, and ready to get fired, Ninja, because we got playoff baseball in our hands, and we started out with a bang yesterday, Ninja. We had unbelievable games, great pitching from East Coast to West Coast, and none better than Padres star pitcher Michael King, who went absolutely nuts, Ninja. Pitched the game of his life, game of the postseason so far, which isn't saying a whole hell of a lot, but could end up being the best pitch game of the entire postseason when it's all said and done, because this man went absolutely nuts, Ninja, and I'll let you take it from here.
Yeah, look, I've made no bones about the fact that I live in Atlanta and I had Braves season tickets for 20-something years, but I am an objective observer when it comes to filth. And Michael King was unbelievable last night. He had 12 strikeouts and 7 scoreless innings and gave up no walks. He became the first pitcher in postseason history to have 12 or more Ks, giving up no runs and no walks ever. First, ever. That's how historic Michael King's filthy outing was. He had absolutely ridiculous stuff. He had sinkers with up to 21 inches of run, sweepers with up to 20 inches of break. He had 12 swings on a sweeper last night, and 8 of them were swings and misses for a 67% whiff rate. He didn't throw a lot of changeups yesterday, which I thought was interesting because statistically his changeup is his best pitch, but he really didn't have to. These other pitches were so freaking filthy. I mean, just an absolute sweeper show. Here's an overlay of his 93-mile-an-hour fastball and an 86-mile-an-hour slider, which is more of a north-south attack. But then check this out. Here's an east-west attack with a sinker that ran 21 inches and a sweeper that broke 15 inches. Overlaid those two, and my God, you can see what the Braves were dealing with here. A freaking wizard. And King, after the game, said he used the pressure of the playoffs to take his game up a notch. And man, this was just pure pitching art. Love what I saw from Michael King. You know, during the season, he was one of my favorite pitchers. And this was Michael King at his absolute best. The Padres ended up beating the Braves 4-0. AJ Smith-Shawver started the game for the Braves, had 1 K in 1 1/3 innings, giving up 3 runs, and had this changeup. Kind of a forgettable outing for him, but he was thrust into this situation because the Braves had no pitching.
Ninja, we know Braves pitching was absolutely decimated from the 2-game Mets series and Chris Sale getting hurt, but they called up Smith-Shawver, who only pitched 1 single game this season in May, got hurt, and he only pitched 6 games last year, and that's his whole career. I mean, it's easy to look back in hindsight, but what'd you think of this move, calling this guy up versus going full bullpen?
My instinct before the game, before they picked a starter, was that they were going to pitch Bryce Elder, who has this weird thing. Like when he finally starts a game, he usually does well. And then when you see him enough times, he kind of fades. I thought they'd go for him because he had a little bit more experience. Smith-Shawver's stuff is good. You know what? It doesn't really matter who they would have thrown because they didn't score a run. So they could have thrown Chris Sale, Max Fried, Reynaldo Lopez, and the whole shebang at the Padres. But if you ain't going to score a run, you ain't going to win. You would have wasted anybody that you threw.
It's true, because the pitching staff did pretty well against an electric atmosphere in San Diego. And, you know, after Tatis hit the dong with, no outs in the first inning, you thought it was going to be one of those games where the Braves might give up 20 runs. Sure enough, the pitching staff kind of held their own, so I guess it didn't matter.
Yeah, I think the problem with going to bullpen game there is the bullpen was also taxed after that doubleheader. So you do worry that if you throw that, if you tax your bullpen more, maybe they're not available. They were in a tough situation, and a team with pitching as deep as the Braves, it shows you why pitching is so important, because like that, your pitching is gone. Are you going to give Tatis the dong of the day, Will? Like, I was watching that going, this is the dong of the day, right, Will? It's got to be. The dude like wound up almost like a pitcher here and teed off on this ball. I'm surprised this ball didn't go 550 feet. An absolute jack. by Fernando Tatis.
We'll give Tatis the dong of the day. I think the only reason it didn't go 500 feet was because the marine layer in San Diego. This ball was absolutely spanked. And actually, technically, it was the game-winning home run, too. So even though it was the first inning, it's your dong of the day.
Now on to the rest of the games from yesterday. Freaking Tarik Skubal, the presumptive Cy Young Award winner, the pitching Triple Crown winner, showed why he is such a stud with 6 strikeouts and 6 scoreless innings as the Tigers shut down the Astros 3-1. Nothing Skubal did was surprising here. He dominated with his upper 90s, touching 100 fastball. Ridiculous 94-mile-an-hour slider here. And I believe Tigers prospect Max Clark chimed in on this, calling Skubal a demon. And he's right. Like, this is demonic. This slider is absolutely pure filth. But it was his changeups that really stole the day for me. He had these changeups, got absolutely fired up. And Tarik Skubal fired up is one of my favorite things in baseball. Just absolute dominance from Skubal. And here's Tarik Skubal's changeup grip. And you can see how he talks about cutting his changeup to get that seam shifted wake effect that he doesn't really fully understand. Doesn't have to understand. He throws it and it's filth.
Change up, like traditional kind of circle change. I'm really just two-seamer like this. I'm just replacing this finger with the ring finger. And I'm not trying to pronate. I'm not very good at pronating. I'm more of a cut change-up guy and, seam shift and all that cool stuff that I don't quite understand all the way, but I do it.
He faced Framber Valdez, who wasn't very sharp yesterday with 3 strikeouts and 4 1/3 innings, giving up 3 runs. He had these sliders and curveball.
Did you crap yourself when Skubal took that comebacker off his right hand?
I didn't, because he does this all the freaking time. Like, Skubal does not know how to catch baseballs. That's his problem. He did this during the regular season. He did this in the postseason. He also tried to catch a comebacker with his bare hand. The man is a lunatic. Great pitcher, not a great fielder. There are no gold gloves in his future, but he doesn't need one because he strikes everybody else out. So it doesn't matter. Absolutely great outing from Tarik Skubal. It got me fired up. But you know what else got me fired up, Will? Cole freaking Ragans. Cole Ragans was outstanding yesterday. The Royals shut out the Orioles 1-0. My pitchers came through for me yesterday as Cole Ragans had 8 strikeouts and 6 scoreless innings, giving up only 4 hits. Absolute total control the entire game. And this 97-mile-an-hour paintish fastball, this Expelliarmus heater, these cutters, this wicked 87-mile-an-hour back foot slider, these curveballs and changeups, and even Cole Ragans got fired up, and he doesn't get fired up that often. A tour de force from Cole Ragans, another fantastic outing. This is like pitching ninja heaven. I knew this was going to happen. These guys are all so great. Another guy that was great yesterday was Cole Ragans' opponent on the bump, Corbin Burnes. Burnes was really good with 3 strikeouts and 8 innings, giving up 1 run. He had these sweepers, including this one that had 21 inches of break, an absolute frisbee. Here's a home plate view of his sweeper. That is pure filth. And he also had this hammer curveball. Really good outing. Despite not picking up a lot of Ks, he still was very good.
Yeah, Ninja, we were transported back to about 1965 with this one. 2 stud aces pitching the lights out. Burnes even went 8 innings, which was solid, and just one little inning of small ball by the Royals in the 6th ended up deciding the game.
You've got to admit this is better than a high-scoring game, right?
Well, especially when it's 2 aces. If it's
Yeah,
2 guys
right.
who are like not that great and you think it might be a little fluky and you're just waiting for a home run, but when they're just dominating, it takes to another level.
You make a very good point. I think watching 2 aces battle at the height of their powers and seeing teams have to scramble to get a run, that's great baseball. When it's 2 amp pitchers dominating, you can respect it, but you think maybe it's the hitters that aren't coming through. And I will second guess myself because I thought the Mets-Braves game, that first game in a doubleheader, was extremely exciting and extremely back and forth, fun baseball, and that was a higher scoring game. So, you know what? It's baseball. We can enjoy all facets of it. The Mets beat the Brewers 8-4 in probably the worst pitching outings of the day. Luis Severino had 3 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 3 earned runs. They had these fastballs up to 98 miles an hour, this slider and sweeper. He faced Freddie Peralta, who was He had 5 Ks in 4 innings, giving up 3 runs on 2 hits, and he's fastballs and changeup.
Ninja, my Mets, I'll claim them. They're my National League team. Massive win here. It's been a while since we've had some fun playoff drama. Last time in 2022, I went to 2 of the 3 games against the Padres here in Queens. We lost them both, including the first game. I think in the first inning, Scherzer immediately gave up a home run, and all the life was sucked out of the crowd. But yeah, huge win for Queens. The bats really erupted here. Mets are quite formidable right now, Ninja. The bats going nuts. And if we can just get Senga back, everything will be golden.
I would love to have Kodai Senga back for the Mets. That would actually change my rooting interest a lot because I want to see as much Kodai Senga as I can. Now to my filthiest relievers. Ronel Blanco was solid yesterday and helped the Astros stay in the game with this. Will's favorite pitcher, Bo Brisky, got the save.
To Bill Brasky!
Aaron Bummer had this wicked sweeper. Jose Budo picked up 3 Ks and 2 scoreless innings. Really solid work from him. Sir Anthony Dominguez had this wicked slider. Ryan Stanek had this dirty splitter. And Will Vest had these fastballs. My top 5 filthiest pitches of the day yesterday. At number 5, Lucas Erceg for this absolutely disgusting changeup with 19 inches of run to close out the game. At number 4, Corbin Burnes and this sweeper that broke 21 inches. At number 3, Tarik Skubal and his sick changeups. At number 2, Cole Ragans and his back foot slider. And at number 1, Michael King and this absurd overlay, this sinker sweeper. Baseball is freaking impossible. And now my pitching ninja moment of Zen. When they say throw the bat at the ball, they really don't mean it literally. But here it is, and it actually led to a hit. My picks of the day today, I'm going to start out with Hunter Brown for 6 Ks or more. Then take Seth Lugo for 4 Ks or more. Take Sean Manaea for 5 Ks or more. And top it off with Joe Musgrove for 6 Ks or more. What would your picks of the day be?